Off a little bit to start this one. He's calling for a foul, but here comes Powers back the other way, and says Breidenbach. Get that out of here, and the crowd's loving it.
Good pocket right there.
Out to McGowan's, over to Trey, kick out. Breidenbach, drive.
That's a block, yes.
What a play from Breidenbach. Wilhelm Breidenbach gets the bucket and the foul, headed to the line.
Boy, Culpeper is going to miss that shot very often. Breidenbach set three. Okay. I mean, hello, Nebraska. Wilhelm Breidenbach, too much space.
Makes Coach Hoiberg happy to see the ball movement here early. Right on cue. Breidenbach, the nice feed over to Latmayan. Webster out to Breidenbach. Oh my goodness, what a feed from Breidenbach to Eduardo Andre.
Breidenbach inside. This time the bucket and the foul. Jackson Davis had his eyes on another big block, but Breidenbach had other plans.
Wilhelm is making his presence felt.
Another dribble drive, and this time it's Kobe Buffkin setting the table for Brandon Johns.
Breidenbach for two. Look, Michigan's on pace.
Some names here for Maine that we were practicing in the pregame. Griesel on the drive. Nice feed to Breidenbach. He slams it down.
Was to take care of the ball. They're a very big turnover team. They're really bad at how are they going to handle the adversity.
56-54, nice cut and feed. Wilhelm to Casey.
So you got to be able to guard your yard and get in the stance and keep the ball out of the lane.
Breidenbach, the extra step and scores with that right hand. That long, lean, big body, 6'10", 231 and healthy. Outside the elbow. That big body, number 32, left hand touch. And the lead is back to 10.
And then showing a little bit of game off the bounce, but he's just played with good pace. He's not.
Look at the pressure. Dawson to Breidenbach for the flush.
Not sure about Cade's point guard skills, David. Just saying. Didn't turn it over, though.
Yeah, players 6'10" and 6'11" on the floor now as Tominaga, the nice feed inside to him, and he lays it in.
Keisei Tominaga reads this perfectly as he comes up to the point of attack, then just back cuts right there, right to the rim. Soft lefty off the glass.
Breidenbach, 2 and a foul. They're all getting in on the scoring. Wilhelm Breidenbach his first 2.
Sam Griesel. Physical guard play. A big guard.
Breidenbach on the floor with Derek Walker on the bench with 3 fouls. Gotta go. Whoa! Left-handed jump shot. What a shot.
And so now he's solidifying that post position for the Spartans because they know they've got everything else locked up.
Tough one for Breidenbach, and he leans it in against Kohler. And another chance at a Husker three-point play.
And they will not go away. They are chipping away at this deficit. They just keep coming. Breidenbach gets to his sweet spot.
Breidenbach lowers the shoulder. Payne holds his ground. 5 to shoot. Tominaga back to Breidenbach. Off the glass. It'll count. And 1.
Breidenbach thought about the 3. Got
Hawkins in the air. Drives in. And he'll try for the old-fashioned three-point play. Coleman Hawkins with his first foul.
This was set up by the last time down the floor we made a 3. Not exactly the quickest move.
He missed 7 games. Not about a month. Breidenbach. Oh, gymnast around the rim.
Way too easy on that dribble drive.
And that was the case against Washington State. He had 5 assists, but 6 turnovers. This kid, boy, the pride of Nebraska, former Cornhusker, Breidenbach, going hard with the left hand. He's got 6 points off the bench.
He's just a smart player, Rich. He understands his game. He doesn't try to do anything he can't do, and he just shows that ball a little bit. It's streaming, baby.
Louis Courtright had a look. Osobor keeps it alive. Diallo dishes to Breidenbach.
A nice tip pass by Zoom.
Pushed into a big role last year and comes back this year under a new coaching staff.
Yeah, he gave UW some nice minutes, as you mentioned, last season. Big fella can hit that shot.
Top of the key, Rochak. That was for the tie, rimmed out.
Yeah, speaking of big fellas and threes.
Here's a rim run, Breidenbach.
That's the way you do it right there, boys and girls, that are young playing or taking the charge. But here he is. He's just going to outrun everybody. Leo forgot about him, and the big guy gets easy too.
Hey, this is one of those games, season opener here.
Dogs reset with 10 on the shot clock. Osobor goes to work. Rebound for Breidenbach. Little shovel pass. And one for Osobor.
One side of the floor, you come back to the other, and Kobe Johnson gets a much needed one.
Osobor, perfect pass underneath, and a slam for Breidenbach.
Know who he's guarding? Wilhelm Breidenbach, who can shoot threes.
This will be one of the toughest home courts in the Big Ten.
Yeah, the early days of Mike Hopkins, as there's a little chip shot that goes in for Osobor.
You know, everything else offensively he can do. Defensively, he could probably get a little bit better. But if he can knock down that three-point shot, Terry, he's going to be unguardable.
Breidenbach's the steal. Here is Zoom racing up the floor, tipped up.
Job by Osobor keeping Reese off, the best offensive rebounder in the Big Ten.
There's his passing, and Breidenbach catches in. Washington just down by 2, being led by their point forward.
When you were here, the track was underneath the floor. Underneath, yep. Like a real track, like a running track.
Breidenbach, a deep three. It's on the shot clock.
He does this. They put him in ball screens, and if you're in drop coverage like Evie Sitz was, he's going to make that.
Osobor, he wants to take Kohler here one-on-one. Double team comes. Breidenbach is the cutter, count the bucket, and the foul.
Folks, anytime you get an isolation situation and you can get a direct drive to the basket, now all of a sudden you draw.
All 12 of Washington points, Don, have come in the paint. The cut, Kwame Evans.
Good defense by Breidenbach. He's having an impact on this game here early.
Really important, right? Gives it to Breidenbach for the dunk. Breidenbach, a veteran in this rivalry.
What can't he do in this game?
Bomble 1 of 5 from 3 in this game. He's really been struggling. 1 for his last 16 from beyond the arc. Tracy lost it. He and Breidenbach are both slow to rise. And on the other end, a lay-in for Zoom Diallo.
Yanacho enters it down low. Harris trying to find some space. Breidenbach for 3, and he'll splash that down.
I don't like that shot, though.
Breidenbach catch and release, and hits! And he puts Washington back in front.
Davis off a stutter. Draws a crowd. Thought he traveled. Breidenbach puts it down. On the offensive foul. This was the and one that followed it from Wilhelm Breidenbach.
Yeah, Iowa wanted to travel on DJ Davis as he got into the lane, set his feet, and a great cut from Wilhelm Breidenbach, who's going through the contact as